is now time to fundamentally change how we finance investment into sanitation and hygiene. As a collective, as a development partners, quite frankly, we've failed so far. We've been hearing today at AfriSan how actually the progress has been going backwards. I work for the UN Sanitation and Hygiene Fund, and we have a different model. We don't build toilets. We don't seek to build toilets. We seek to build sanitation economies. We seek to build the role of government to take the lead, to put the regulations in place, to put the enabling environment in place. We look to work with the private sector to become more efficient providers of sanitation and hygiene services. That approach will encourage and incentivize inward investment into sanitation economies across Africa. That's quite honestly the only way we can move forward now. The paradigms we've had to date have got us so far, but we know they're not going to get us for the final part of the journey to have any chance of achieving SDG 6.2. That's the SDG for sanitation, hygiene and menstrual health. My hopes for the sanitation sector in Africa is that the sanitation economies, the goods and service and inward investment into the sanitation economies will grow and thrive. We look at opportunities and alternatives in Asia. For whatever reason, their sanitation economies seem to be thriving. They've embraced the opportunities around regulation, around incentivizing and encouraging the private sector. In many cases in Africa, the analysis we have done is that the sanitation economies are at the moment still immature and not ready to receive that inward investment. So my hope is that in the future, that the development finance institutions, national development banks, commercial banks are investing into sanitation in exactly the same way that they are today into clean energy and into agriculture. 10, 15 years ago, they weren't doing that. They were only looking at the big commercial, large-scale investments. Today, they're looking at small-scale farmers and off-grid sanitation, off-grid energy schemes. We believe we can achieve that same transformation, if not evolution, if not revolution, in sanitation over the next 6 years. So what we do in the Sanitation and Hygiene Fund to work with government partners is to be there as their partner, as in a genuine partnership. We explain the opportunities that exist by investing in the sanitation economy, and the government's role is there as a guardian of the sanitation economy. That's their job. They own the sanitation economies, and the people are the recipients of the goods and services. And once they've taken ownership and they understand their role as a regulator, as an enabler, then we believe the investment will flow. We can then start working on the right financial instruments. We can work with the African Development Bank, with the national development banks, to get them ready to become lead investors into the sanitation economy. This, quite frankly, is the only way forward.